What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we're going to be taking a look at my United Airlines fleet. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. So again, today we're going to be taking a look at the United Airlines fleet by type here for all my 1 to 400 offerings of the airline. We have several regional jets and several new additions to the United collection. So very excited to take a look at these, and I hope each and every one of you are as well. So without any further delay, let's just go ahead and get started. We'll start right here with the United Express CRJ-200 in the blue tulip livery. This was a nice acquisition that we made, so very glad to have this for the Retro Tulsa project and also for the collection. A good looker, and certainly can't go wrong with the CRJ-200. Speaking of which, here is the Continental Globe CRJ. This one also looks really good, so very glad to have this in the fleet, and it looks fantastic. Following that, we have this CRJ-200 here in the Evo Blue. We have two of these, as you can see right here, and they do look really nice. So glad to have all those CRJ-200s, and they're really great. Followed by the CRJ-700, here is the blue tulip offering. This one's really great, and I've had this one for a long time, so I do thank my dad so much for helping me fix the bottom of this one. I will never forget that. So you can see there on the right landing gear where we fixed it. So that was a blast, and glad to get that fixed. So what a talent show that was way back when, so that was fun. All right, here's the Continental Globe CRJ-700. This one's been a great one to have, so very glad to have that one, along with two CRJ-550s, or you can say 700s if you want. They look really nice, so very glad to have both those here in the fleet. Here's the blue tulip ERJ-145. This one's also great for a retro TUL, so very glad to have that one. It looks really, really great. Followed by the Continental Globe ERJ-145, and I did my custom winglets on it, so that looks really great, and very glad to have that one right there. So that one's really cool. The blue tulip ERJ-170 is yet another cool addition here. This one looks really great, so that's absolutely awesome. We also have the Continental Globe ERJ-170. Now, I believe this one was not in the last fleet by type for United, so I believe this is a new one here. Although I may have had a Gemini at that time, so it's just a little flip-flop. So essentially the same concept, but just a different verse this time. Here's the Continental Globe ERJ-175. That looks really great, and we have two ERJ-175s in the Evo Blue. So overall, a pretty similar United regional jet section, and excited to take a look at our new mainline aircraft. So let's get started. Here's the 727-100. This in the Sol Bass livery, so that one looks really good. A hybrid form of it. Well, no, that's full Sol Bass. Never mind. And then we have the 727-200 in the Battleship Gray. So very glad to have that one. It'll be a powerful asset. Then we have the 737-200 right there. That looks really great. Followed by four 737-300s. The Sol Bass is right here. That looks absolutely amazing. Gemini did a pretty good job there. There's the Battleship Gray by Aero Classics. Great model. And here is a new addition. This is new. This is the Panda 737-300 Blue Tulip. So very glad to get this, and that'll be big for the Retro TUL project. I also believe that's the last 737-300 they flew. And here's the Shuttle 737-300. So overall, a really cool lineup of 737-300s there, and that looks really, really nice. Let's go ahead and bounce over down to the other side, where we'll begin with our newer lineup of 737s. So here's the Continental Globe 700 by NG. That looks really great. I believe this is new since the last time, but this is the GeminiJets 737-700 Evo Blue. And then I don't know how the NGs got paired, but it's okay. I was thinking that this one was going to go here, but that's okay. Starline 737-700, looking very nice. And here, of course, is the NG 737-700 Evo Blue. So overall, a nice lineup of 700s. Maybe one too many, but that's okay. All right, one of these will be getting sold. We have two 737-800s here in the Continental Globe. If you remember, I ended up getting one of these from the Massive Unboxing 31, I think is which one it was, but anyways, the one that it was in bubble wrap, and I did get the one 737-800 fixed. It just has a little scuff there where I had to super glue it. So overall, though, really great, and those two look really good. Then we have the 737-800 Evo Blue. That also looks fantastic, so very glad to have this here in the collection. The newest addition here is the Panda 737-800 in the Airlines livery. So this is the old one, but I was trying to meet a minimum qualification to get some free models on Waffle Collectibles, and I thought about getting it anyway. So this is a really great one to have, and it replaced my blended winglet old livery Airlines I had. So that'll be great, and so glad to have that. Then we have the Evo Blue 737-800 Airlines. So that one's also fantastic, so glad to have that. And the Star Wars 737-800 looks really great, so very glad to have this one in the fleet too. Now into our MAX 9s. This is the 900s. Here's the Continental Globe. That one looks really great, so glad to have that. Along with the Eco Skies that can barely get used anymore, unfortunately. I wish that they still had that. Here's the Continental Airlines 737-900 Retro Throwback, so that one also looks awesome. And we have the Evo 737-900 down here. That looks really great too, so that's awesome. For our 737 Maxes, here's the Gemini Max 8, so very glad to have that right there. and the Gemini Max 9, which will be getting sold soon. So awesome to have it, but has been since replaced with the NG Max 9. So that is more than sufficient for what we're trying to do. So glad to have that. Here's the Bluetooth 75200 to kick off this area. So glad to have the Bluetooth 752. Then you can see right here where we have the Continental Globe Gemini 757-200. So this is absolutely awesome to have, and it's been a great compliment here in the collection. Here's the Continental Globe 757-200 with winglets. This is a great looking aircraft, and very glad to have this one by NG. And the Evo Blue is just as good down here by NG as well. Crazy to think that's well over 2 years old at this point, and it getting farther down the road. And it's crazy to think that these are pretty much 4 years old at this point. We have these here's we have on the left the New York, and on the right the California. Absolutely crazy. These are awesome planes, so very glad to have both of them, and NG did a great job. And here's the 757-300 by GeminiJets. I actually flew the exact registration last year, so glad to have this one as well. So a really cool tidbit about that aircraft. Followed by that, we have the 757-300 Evo Blue Redriveraviation, one of my favorite models, and very glad that it's been rock and rolling here in the collection. What a great aircraft that's been. All right, we have a battleship gray Airbus A319 to kick off the narrow bodies here, so that aircraft's looking really good. And then I'm just getting this a little bit more organized over here because they were a little out of line. We have a Continental Globe Airbus A318. That is awesome. I've used it several times, so very glad to have that one here in the fleet. Here's the Airbus A319 in the Evo Blue livery. This one is also just fantastic. One of my favorites in the collection. Love the Wi-Fi box. Really, really great aircraft. Here's the Stars and Bars Airbus A320 Retro Throwback. This is a really cool model, and just crazy to think about how I got some of these models, when I got some of these models, and how long I've had them at this point. So that's certainly really impressive right there. Followed by the Blue Tulip Airbus A320. This one's really great too, so very glad to have that one here in the fleet, and it is a really cool model. Followed by the Continental Globe Airbus A320. So I'm honestly really kicking myself for selling that Aero Classics A320 in the Evo. No matter how bad it was, it would have served a big purpose. I would have had it for over 4 years, but man, they were gone by the time that I even thought about getting another one, and you can't even do it. So I never thought it would take so long to get one of those, but this is what we got for the 320s now, so what can you do about it? All right, you got the Battleship Gray Doubles DC 1030. This has always been a cool one in the collection, so very glad to have this right here. Followed by the Battleship Gray Boeing 777-200. This is a nice looking model, so very glad to have this one here in the fleet. What a cool aircraft that is right there. And we have the Boeing 747 SP, which is also a great aircraft, and I absolutely love the livery on it, so that's really cool. I forgot to put this one in first, but I just want to put the SPs by each other, to be honest. So here's the Solbass 747 SP, and it looks really great, so very glad to have that right there. And then we have the Boeing 767-400 right here by Gemini. This is really good here on the Continental Globe, a new addition to the collection right there. So very glad to have that one, and that one's absolutely fantastic right there. Followed by that, we have the Boeing 777-300ER by Aviation 400. This is an awesome aircraft, so really been enjoying this one, and very excited to see where the Aviation 400 777 fleet goes here in the future, so that's a great aircraft to have. And last but certainly not least, we have the United Airlines Boeing 787-9 by NG models, and yet another one that I recently flew, 29975. So really cool to have the model of this one as well, and certainly really cool to start building all these registrations. Can't believe, I thought flying special liveries would be easier than getting registrations in my model airplane collection, but I've since been proven wrong. So what can I do about that besides continue to embrace that principle? So I really hope you all enjoyed this fleet by type video. I've really enjoyed building up the United Airlines fleet. It used to be like 4 or 5 aircraft. Now we have well over 20 and probably closer to 30, so that's awesome. I've really enjoyed building this fleet, and I'm really eager to see where it goes by the next Fleet by Type video, which hopefully will be same time next year. So looking forward to that, and I hope each and every one of you are as well. But nevertheless, that'll do for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.